Hello everyone, welcome to another episode here of Arbaal, episode 3. Overall, we are going to merge our cultists back to our Lord Arbaal, and then we're going to continue to get a secondary army. We're going to start getting some blood hosts very soon, don't worry guys. I just like to start with, a couple of settlements, and then I start just overwhelming with the blood hosts as well. Even though Arbaal is not exactly the guy that I want to go too much into blood hosts, just because of the theme. He's more of the mortal guy, not the blood host, endless stuff like Skulltaker. But he can do it, of course, in Scarbrand as well. Let's teleport to the next challenge, which is actually to fight Archaon. And I think it's barely in the right moment, because I still have summons, so that's great, actually. I do have a non-aggression pact, which is a little bit of a problem. There's no one else that is at war with them, so yeah, let's just declare war here. Biggest problem is his vassal, actually, because Archaon himself, I can defeat this. You're gonna have magical attacks there. There we go, and you're gonna be immune to... well, doesn't matter, he doesn't have any flyers. So let's fight it out. Just a vanguard of my Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, basically. And then first line with shielded units, secondary line with halberd units. So overall, very versatile. And of course, a flank here to deal with enemy flank units like the dogs and like the Swords of Chaos there. Gotta be careful, the Swords of Chaos are very good against units with fire damage, so there's no point actually of using units with fire damage against them because they're just so powerful. So, yep, let's go. If not mistaken, they are the ones, or am I mistaken with the ROR from the High Elves? I think I am. I think the ones with the High Elves are the ones with really high fire resistance, the Fireborn, so I may be confusing, but still they're quite armored, shielded, so there's no point really using too much of a missile focus on them. In the meantime, my summon is doing precisely what I wanted, and the enemy has sent his exalted hero here. While very powerful and good against large, it's still very good that I can kite him. Yeah, they're firing. Even though it seems like it's not a lot of fire, it's decent enough to do some damage. To the point now that he's gonna go in. There we go. And try to attack Arbaal, which is a massive mistake. Arbaal himself can deal with him very easily, especially because he's quite weak already. He has some wounds. You can see the blood. You can actually fight very up close if you learn how to spot for when enemies are animations trigger. Like the fact that they still have shields, the fact that they get some blood, so obviously they are under attack and they're heavily damaged, etc. You can kind of use those as a way to fight battles completely zoomed in. Now, the enemy is now attacking. Cavalry units and some spells. Do note that we do have lots of spell resistance, so it's not like this is going to cause a lot of damage. As you can see. And yep, Chaos Knights not able to breach through. They're good anti-infantry, but they can't deal with so much armor, actually. They're more of attack. They're good at attacking units that don't have a lot of armor or hitting enemies on the back. I'm just gonna go against these Chaos Warriors of Khorne, enemies of Khorne that are still from Khorne. But still, Khorne doesn't care where the blood flows, right? So we're gonna take them out because I don't want them being the armor-piercing unit at the front. These great weapons, Marauders, have broken through, and they're gonna attack here my Khorne shielded units, which is a problem. They can do some damage against them, but still, I believe that I can finish off with the enemy flanks and deal a blow to their backs, actually, like I'm doing here with my Skull Crushers. They're attacking the Chaos Knights and also any Marauder that shows up here. Here comes the Shrine. There we go, push through. That's it. Yeah, it's gonna go back and attack them from behind. You know, in the rear, that's exactly where we want to hit them, because it will lower their leadership. So overall, it's doing just fine. Archaon is also in a bad place, getting hit by the Chaos Warriors of Khorne with halberds. So this is a matchup that is very easy for them, actually. They can do it. Still time for him to cast some spells against me. Yeah, that's damaging, but it's also damaging some of his units, so that's a little bit of a victory here for me. And now we have 2 units of Chaos Warriors with halberds to deal with. That's where the focus of my horsemen is. And overall, just ensuring that we hit the enemy in the rear precisely with our horsemen, it helps them solidify the victory. And now we've defeated, challenge completed. We also get +5 favor from completing any challenge, which is great. That one you should always have, because even if you're losing -1 or -4 or whatever because of the boons, you're gonna get a lot from just completing one challenge, which is perfect. Let's offer a tribute. I like to have income. I could have skulls, but I like to have income. If you're pursuing a blood host strategy, just get the skulls, and then you can continue to summon blood hosts and continue to attack. But for now, let's get with Arbaal. I'm gonna attack and defeat them and then use the skill points. So what we're going to focus here, I still haven't decided if I'm going to use some Minotaurs or something like that for now. Just seems like it's fine with just blood-sucked champions. So we're gonna get the reduced upkeep, and with the reduced upkeep, we're likely gonna have no issues with you know, having the boons for it. What do I want? Call to Bloodletting, yes, because it gives me a chance for more items. And you over here, Khorne Corruption is always good, but I prefer the spell resistance or making him much tougher. I think the spell resistance for the army is better overall. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of spellcasters that we're gonna have to face, so definitely that will help. And he still gets 5% ward save, so that's good. So campaign movement, that's not good. Unit experience gain, Hero's Army, that's good, actually. I kind of want that to be the idea. And then he can get even more experience. No, I think Man of the Hound would be better. I'll likely have some Wrathmongers here with this army, so yeah. We're gonna go for it. Let me just ensure that we get... Yep. Get some encampment. And I'm still gonna be recruiting. I have 24 favors, so I can actually have the upkeep reduction here. So let's confirm that. And suddenly we have much better... No, it's -4, yes, per turn of Khorne favor, but it's kind of fine. Because that allows us to keep recruiting. I'm gonna have 4 horsemen and then a lot of chaos units. Nothing that I really want to build here. Maybe the instant 1,000 skulls and 5,000 income. I think you can make... I can try to make a cult mechanic where there's one boon that offers you the chance to have a cult after each battle, and that would just mean that you get 1,000 skulls and 5,000 income every time you build that building. So, you know. Okay, so there is a problem here. The Kul have an army. Let me see if he attacks me, because that would be much better. If they attack me, that would be much, much, much better. So Let me assault the units. Can I assault the units? If I do, maybe he'll retreat. Success. Good. So yeah, that may cause him to leave. Usually this sort of situation, the AI measures it really a lot, because he measures a lot of health for this. That's how it goes. I cannot defeat Scarbrand, that's for sure. Well, I can defeat, but it would be just a slaughter there. A bloodbath, definitely. I'm just checking what would be the best challenges. I think Village and Colexan Eater would likely be next. And especially Village would be nice, because I can, you know, have a go at that location. So that's definitely something that I'm going to pursue. I could confederate a bloody sword, but they're about last in strength rank, which means that I don't get anything from them other than likely getting an earlier war against Boris. So I'm going to let them be defeated by Boris, and then I'll take the spoils. He did an attack, which is great. And we got the technology Warborn, so +1 recruit and recruitment cost, it's nice. What we're going to go with? Rage Within. It's good for all melee infantry. This is mainly for the units that I'm not using, such as the Corn Gores and the Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters. This is nice as well, because the bonuses is large for halberd units, just means that they are really giant slayers. And this is good, but I don't have any units for now that can use that. So let's go Rage Within, actually. That feels much better. I could get some stuff for the Blood Hosts, not gonna lie. I'm wondering whether I should. This garrison, I think I can attack it. Either I can attack, or I can... what can I do? There's some skulls here. Okay, that's good. Either I can attack them, or I can wait for them to attack. So Pyrrhic Victory, and that's a lot of ROR units, including the Severed Claw, some Aspiring Champions there, some Chaos units. Yes, there's the usual Chaos Marauders and Dogos, but there's a lot of Trolls there. If it wasn't for the Settlement Garrison, that would be easy. So I'm thinking that this is actually an army that he'll feel fine attacking me with. Yeah, and this is the typical... I could fight the battle, but I'm thinking no. I actually was thinking for quite some time. I'm gonna go with the 2 battering rams and a siege tower. Well, just checking what would constitute 3 turns. So a siege tower for 2 turns, but I likely just attack with the 2 battering rams unless he attacks me. So I'm now sieging, much better. With a skull throne, what can I do here? I'm wondering whether I should have, because I want to have the bonus of summoning a blood host and having 2 extra units. So for that there's a boon that gives me 2 extra units, but for now that won't be the case. I'm wondering whether I should do a cheaper army with Marauders of Khorne or another one with Chaos Warriors. And I'm thinking that I'm fairly well with the finances to do this. Let's destroy that building and get the other one. So that's great. And what else do we have? Do you have anything to do? No peace treaty, no anything like that. Okay. Yeah, not that we will take it, but just wondering if he's going to try an attack, and he is. That's why with Pyrrhic Victories you can kind of call this out, because the enemy will have the same. They'll have a Pyrrhic Victory as well. This is something that you should know. Pyrrhic Victory and Valiant Defeat are about the same value, so the AI will go for a Pyrrhic Victory if they try it. And this is actually perfect map for us, because we can have that vanguard of horsemen just to harass, maybe take care of some of the great weapon units which don't have a lot of armor or shields, and or maybe the cavalry units or their own missile cavalry, and I'll have a flank of units ready to go in as the battle engages. So let's watch. These dogs are trying to chase us, and they do a good job, of course. They can chase us, but my horsemen can actually turn around and fight them, because they're much better in melee than the dogs. So I'm thinking, hey, I have 4 units of horsemen here. You have 2 units of dogs. and then some Marauder Horsemen that will fire, but it's okay. I have, you know, I have everything that I need here. So I'm thinking I can deal with maybe 1 unit, 2 units of dogs. So 1 unit is routing, the other one very almost routing. So I can just go back to my lines. And that was a successful harass, actually, you know, because that's 2 units of dogs, or 3 units almost. They're just suffering a little bit of harassment, and I'm baiting them out of formation, you know. These chariots, for instance, they're just going to attack here and be really destroyed with our forces. So overall, they are attacking halberds, so that should be fine. And the enemy is engaging now with all of their forces, but a line of Chaos Warriors of Khorne is so powerful. They hold for so long, and they have such a destructive power as well. So, yeah, attacking these trolls with a fire just to ensure that I get a few of their entities before they do too much damage. And on this side, there's the Severed Claw. These guys are super tough, but I have Chaos Warriors of Khorne with shields as well. They're just really good at tanking, so it will keep them busy, that's for sure. It will keep them busy. And as you can see, my line is holding perfectly, his line not so well. A lot of units already routing, and I believe that's all that it's necessary, because the units that were there, they're gonna attack on these 2 main areas. So let's watch. And overall, my flank has been successful. Just took out the unit, ROR unit from the blues here of Tzeentch. And we're gonna go against those Marauder Horsemen and a Hammer and Anvil. So yeah, all these units are just gonna return to the battle, to the front lines, and that should breach completely. Especially these Forsaken will stand no chance against either the dogs or the Skull Crushers. Let's go! Charge! Okay, Skull Crushers are gonna attack the trolls and the dogs. Come in. There we go. That should cause them to rout. And on the other side, they do have an Exalted Hero and lots of units here. So, because of the Aspiring Champions as well, they're giving leadership to the enemy. So it's quite difficult for me to thwart them here. But still, that's the animation that you see there is the animation for the melee attack. So these guys are just really causing a lot of damage. And as you can see, they're about to break. On one side they have already broken through, so we can divert resources to that side. And it may seem like you may see this and think that they are not going to break at all, but that's not how it works. If you attack them from behind, if you do a lot of damage, you can suddenly see the leadership going crumbling down and down and down. Like they're about to see that these guys are running away, and I can likely capitalize on that to cause army losses. There we go, the Severed Claw is retreating as well. These trolls are also retreating, and that's a mass rout immediately, because I'm attacking them on the back. Yeah, threatening the rear, that's always a good way to force them to run away. So I pursued and destroyed almost all of the settlement garrison, so I can capture it right now, I feel. Well, Archaon's, not Archaon, but the Lord survived with some units, so maybe not. Let's see what we can do. Favor for sure. Yeah, I didn't capture it, but I do get some regiment renowns, even though I'm not going to use them for now. So I'm thinking either I fight this or I cannot resolve it. I think I cannot resolve it. I already have a 2 battering rams, so I mean that's going to be a fairly easy auto-resolve there. I could fight it, but I mean, certainly not going to break the siege. But let me just go and... yeah, next Blood Host summoned. We're going to summon a Blood Host. I could sack the settlement, but I have enough money for now. You know, so I'm thinking I need a Blood Host here. And I actually managed to... well, I didn't send 8,000. I think that's wrong and it's 3,000 because I sent 3,000. Let's go with Eye of Corn. And reduced upkeep there. Yeah, I think so. Spread corruption. And training. And spread control. Yeah, I always like to go with a blue line for the heroes first as possible, unless they are caster heroes or something. Let's merge some of these to see if we get something better. So you're gonna get the Obsidian Amulet and the enchanted item so that it can spawn Chaos Furies. And let's fuse those items hopefully for a better one. Ugh. Couldn't have been the worst. But still, he has 180 armor, so that's going to be helpful. Although, you know, there's definitely some rare... some uncommon items that are much better. Sack would give me 10,000. That would be great still. And 5,000 skulls. Ugh. Did I choose the wrong one for the blood god? I think there's someone may argue that you shouldn't do this for the major settlements, that you should only blood for the blood god the minor settlements. I would agree. I just feel like I need a blood host to deal with the enemies nearby, because Boris and Tamurkan, I don't know if he's gonna attack, and definitely I'm weakened now. And he may have some units... cool, the Norscam ones may have some units nearby. So I gotta be careful there. I think he retreated with the forces. So hopefully I won't have a trouble. Yeah. Ancillaries, let's get the replenishment of movement range. I think I'll take away the war banner there. Yep. I'm thinking so. And I'll get some more units and some more buildings. So, income from battle loot, that's the best one to get for now. Because definitely we want to grow, yes. But I also want the income from looting and stuff. Because, of course, the longer you can do a post-battle loot economy... oh! That is a problem. If he attacks me with both, I don't know if I can survive there. Can I peace? No. Wanna see a mistake? That's definitely a mistake. Definitely a mistake. I should have sent just a hero to scout, but... well, we'll see the events of that mistake on the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.